Happy New Year from the farm. We're glad you made it into this year. As you can hear, or maybe you can't, but I'm sure you can. The rain's falling pretty heavily here. Typical January morning, and it doesn't look like I'm going to get much done outside. So this year we're starting a little something new. I'm going to be doing my farm report basically during the week that I'll publish on the following Thursday. And so I'm starting out on Friday, showing you what we'll be doing this week, little clips through the week, and then put it all together for you on Thursday and show you what we've been doing. And so, with that said, looks like the wind's picking up, and I'll get out and inside where we can hear a little better. Okay, here we are. We're looking at some of our plants that we've started. I don't know if you can see them very well, but we've got some seedlings growing here, and those will be getting ready to go into the aquaponics system outside. Again, we've got the brassicas in there, the broccoli, Brussels sprouts, cabbage. I've got over here, I've got collards and mesclun and some Swiss chard over there, and then this barley grass here. I'm about to cut the tops out of it and put it together for feed for the animals. Put it into their little supplemental feed bucket that I toss to them, see how they do with that, and see if it grows back, keep it growing there. And then back here, I really stoked about this. These are zucchini. These are golden zucchini, are the tall ones there. I've also got some black beauty zucchini and some cookneck squash in there. My strawberry plants are just starting to come forward, and let me get a little more water in this corner. I can see on the camera here it's a little dry. There we go. And then over here I've got my tomatoes and peppers, and then over here fenugreek is the tall one there in the back, and those are coming up. But I had mentioned last week, and what I'll be getting to, oh yes, let me show you. We've already gotten a one cutting from our alfalfa sprouts, and we're seeing if we can get some more, but I don't know if we'll get more. But I found out that I'm going to try reusing the mats. I had the amaranth, and the amaranth didn't really come up well, so I pulled up what little did come up and put it into the chicken, the animal feed bucket, and which that was what it was intended for anyway. And I'm trying to reuse the mat with some beet seeds to get some beet greens and see what'll go with that. But I'd mentioned and again, I don't know about the alfalfa sprouts. We may end up having to take those off. But I'd mentioned last week about reusing articles and how I was going to do the terrarium. So today, and I'll come back later and show you, but I'm going to make a terrarium here and plant something in here. But the main thing I'm going to be doing is using these egg cartons. I like to deliver my eggs to people in these reusable cartons here myself, but unfortunately the petroleum industry has made it so that these are much cheaper than things that can be reused or will actually help the environment when they enter in the environment, like hemp packaging and things like that. But that's a whole nother deal, right? Anyway, so these plastic little egg cartons here, what I'm going to be doing, and they open up like this, and I'm taking out the little paper there, of course, as you can see here, and then they've got two little sections here, if you can see them. There we go, two little sections there, and I'll be cutting one of those sections out, separating it and giving me this, and I'll be planting my onion seeds into each little tray here, my onion seed. And then of course this one I'll have to put some cellophane over the top of it possibly, but I'll get those going and ready to go into a bed outside where I have some hoops set up where I can actually make a cold frame, and I'll be able to start my onions really early. Hopefully maybe February I can get the onions in the ground out there so I can have some nice onions. But also again, we try to recycle and reuse everything. You know, I've got this really nice little deal here that the barley grass is growing in, but I've come up, and you know, and the other little things here, but I've come up with one of my own, and this is from the strawberries that we get locally until ours start growing in. And again, this is the thing. Look at all this. You think, wow, it's too much trouble to grow your own food. But think of all the trouble that went through to get this crap, this piece of crap. I mean, you know, this piece of petroleum. And I had to go get it, and then, you know, now I've got to figure out something to do with this. Whereas if I just pick them off my my bush out here, I can choose what I want to do with them. And anyway, the beauties of growing your own food. But as far as this is concerned, I will be putting a maybe a hemp mat down in this. I'm not sure, but I will make something out of this today. But also, this is I had some mushrooms that came in this from the grocery store. You recognize these things. But I'm going to try to make something similar to what I have with this. Now, here, as far as my greens, here, and see what we can come up with. I'll probably put some alfalfa sprouts in here. That seems to be our favorite greens. But anyway, so I'll get started on that and come back at the end of this and show you my progress. Peace out. So that's it for the first day of this new year. We've got 5 trays, roughly a dozen or so plants of yellow onions and 4 trays of red onions. My wife, Charlene, likes the yellow more than the red, so do I. And happy wife, happy life. Anyway, and then I've got a few other plants back there you saw in the video, and I've set them up on the table. I didn't do the little terrariums because I plant by the moon, and at this time of year it's time for either perennials or root plants according to the time of the moon, the waning time of the moon. My wife helps me remember: wax on, wane off. Okay, boomers get that. Anyway, so the perennials that I have, I've got some comfrey seeds and I've got some chamomile seeds back there. And I'm just not quite ready to plant those yet. So I'll do that in a future video. But what I've done is I've sown some seeds in some water of alfalfa, and I'll do a sprouts bed in that little terrarium that I made from the strawberry clamshell and the mushrooms. So my wife's coming in to tell me it's time for dinner, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut this off right now and go and eat some dinner, and then have another one of these and call it a night. I'll be back tomorrow to show you what I plan to do with the paddock out there to utilize my pigs as partners in the no-till gardening. I'll show you what I'll plan to get them to dig up one of my feed plots. Anyway, have a good night. I hope you're having a happy new year. Georgia won, so I'm pretty cool with that, and I hope your team won as well, but that can't be for everyone, can it? Peace. Well, it's Sunday morning, and I've got my morning greens here going to the pigs and the chickens back here, and a little cold front came in after that rain, and it's a little chilly today, and feels like it's not going to get any warmer. I think it's only going to get into the maybe low 50s today, so it could be a cool, nice, cool day. Got some work to do. I'll flip this around and show you what I'm mind for today. Today, I'm going to be separating off this paddock here. As you can see, the pigs are fairly tearing up some of the ground, and I'm going to divide this in two and let them tear up one section at a time. And I'm going to be using my electric fence, and I'll take you over to my electric here in just a second, and this netting here, and we're going to set that up today after breakfast, and that's going to be our first project for today. And I'll be back after breakfast, and when I get it done, and show you how it worked out. And hopefully this will be enough. I'm using this backing with the wire, so the pigs have a visual with the wire. We'll see how it works. All right, so I thought I'd explain to you what I got going on here. Not just I'm pinning up my pasture just willy-nilly for no reason. There's a method to my madness. In farming, this small plot of land, less than a half acre is what I have here. In order to add animals, I've got to make the most use of my land and manage it well, which means moving especially the pigs from plot to plot. And I'll show you here. Let me turn it around. These cute little fellas here, cute little girls here, are they're pretty good at tearing this place up, and they'll do that indiscriminately. So what I will do is section off paddock areas where I can keep them from those areas while I'm regrowing food there, and then turn them loose in those areas and rotate them through. And so that's what I'm looking at developing now. These guys are pretty good in their coonies, and they're not really fence pushers. So that's why the electrical system the electric fence system is so good. The other fence is mainly aesthetic. Yeah, my wife would probably beg to differ on that one, but I call it aesthetic. But this is the key to the whole thing here. It's it powers up to 8 acres. You can't see it, it's faded. 2 miles of fence. It's a light charge. It's like about a 9-volt battery. It will pop you a little bit, but it'll keep the animals out. And what eventually I want to do is be able to open up this gate and open up this paddock here, which is next to the greenhouse, and be able to separate it off with a temporary fencing, which I'll show you later on. And once if that works, I'll be able to take the pigs any part of the yard and let them loose in there for a little while with the temporary fencing, and get them to basically till my yard. So we'll go over here and I'll show you. Okay, before I go into any project, I like to assess what I've got going on and what my objective is, so that way I don't have to work back over myself to do some things. So I'm going to not just put the fence up, just the temporary fencing. I'm also going to add some gates and some fixtures and change some configuration. I'll switch around here and show you what I'm talking about. This was, they love me, don't they? This was it was going to be a composting area, but the pigs like to get in there and get the food. The chickens like to get in there and get the food. And with permaculture, I'm going to be actually composting in the beds themselves, as far as the debris, like my tea bags and coffee filters and that thing. So I'm going to be taking all this fencing down here and moving this gate here along here, and then adding to the fence. And that way I'll be able to actually have a gate through here. And then I will move this gate here, back it up, beep, 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 to this area here. And I've got some extra fencing here I'll be able to take and use that fencing, extend it out, and actually make a gate somewhere about the middle of the yard there. And then I'll only use a little bit of electric there. And that way I'll conserve on that. And anyway, let me get started on this, and I will jump in the progress. First, taking this fence down, I'll get it taken down and moved, and check back in with you. One of the things I've had to learn to do is be adaptable. Where I was planning to put the fence really won't work. It's around here. I have a muscadine vine that's well established and has in years past produced pretty well. I think the chickens got most of it this year. We'll have to do something about that in the spring, but the gate just wouldn't work along that line. So I'm going to have to move it about 8 feet further out down the west, and here. But now the issue is, and let me see if I can get out of the light. There we go, out of the glare. I've got a little tree here and a little bush here before, so I'll have to do a little clearing before I get to my my favorite tool, the post hole diggers, in order to put in the fencing. So let's get started. Okay, now that boy there was a little bit of a go, so had to get out of the hoodie, and the cap got a little warm doing that. If been for this little dealie here, it would have been a lot rougher. The guy at Ace recommended it, and it was a good recommendation. So I decide, whoops, go back, not to deal with this guy right now. I can get my fence by here, and I'll just keep it trimmed back later. It's just more time than I want to spend right now. So next I'll be putting up the fence, and I'm going to take a break first and grab a glass of tea, and then I'll be back, put it up, and show you what my work it looks like. Well, that's it. I ended up being able to put the fence together from some pieces that I have. I was going to change up that little entryway back there anyway, so I've got that done. And these were some pieces that were left over from the fence when we picked up the white fence here, and all of this fencing was free. Of course, I've got to finish up here, patching a little bit here, and I've got to finish connecting the gate and getting it hooked up. And then on the other side, I may not put in the wiring, because I did leave for the electric fencing to run inside this fence here. It's not so important keeping the pigs and other animals out of this side as it is keeping them out of that side. And this will be an area where I can put a little shed over here in the spring, allow my pigs, and once I get goats, they'll be able to come over here, and this will be kind of a nursing area as well. And you may ask, what about the mesh netting and the wire and the poles? I'll show you what I'm going to do with those next. Well, it's Tuesday morning and time to get going here. I'm going to tell you what we're going to lay out for today, chores for today, and then I'll come back at the end of the day and show you what we're how we've done. Let me turn this, and we're going to look here. We've got our fish tank. We're going to finish refilling that today, but I've got a little issue here with. I can show you here where it's leaning a little bit in. I don't know if you can quite tell, but it's leaning a little bit in, and I'm going to have to put a brace in there to hold that out and move that out, make some adjustments, and go ahead and get that hooked up, because I am on the way to getting the aquaponics system up and running. I'll be hooking up everything today as well, try to get my piping in place, get ready to run it. I'll be some testing of the water throughout the week, make sure the ammonia levels are right and everything, get that ready, what they call cycling. I'll be cycling the system to get it ready to get the fish, which I'll order probably next Tuesday, so they should be here Wednesday, Thursday. Maybe I may wait till the weekend. Weekends are really better to do something like that. I'll make sure I'm here the whole weekend, so try to maybe set that up for next Friday. But anyway, in the meantime, while that's filling up and I'm waiting to build that little brace, let you look at what we've got going on here. I'm going to be filling in some more dirt into these. I haven't had any sprouting yet from my onion seeds, but I'm going to put a little more topsoil in there, a little more dirt into here, give these roots a little place to grow. So anyway, that's what we'll be doing today, and probably maybe finish up this video today so we can put it in the can for Thursday for you. So I hope you're having a wonderful day, and peace out. Well, as you can see, I've got my ammonia tested. It's at 4 parts per million, which means that it's got the ammonia that I need in there. Now I'll wait and I'll take a measurement on Friday, see if the ammonia's dropped. If it does, it means I've got nitrites in there that are breaking down the ammonia. And then at that point I'll try to see if I can scrounge up some a sponge or some rocks from an active healthy aquarium that someone has in order to put the nitrates into my system, and we'll go from there. But now to the hard part of getting these beds set up. Well, another day's in the tank so far. I did end up not using a support inside the fish pond. The water should hold it up fine. The sides are okay, and I just pulled that other bed back a little bit and added some structure in there. I'll show it to you when I connect that. But also today, while I had a little extra time, I took and disassembled my my compost pile, and got a couple of bins out of it that I can use. I'll probably move my my blueberry bushes up here to these, one of these, and plants another one. And then this is my sweet potato bed here, and it was starting to fall apart, so I put the plastic in. The plastic should hold up for a while, and this thing will be overflowing with sweet potatoes by next fall. So that's it for today. I'm gonna tell you, I'm a little whipped, and tomorrow I'll be riding to Charlene, and we'll get this in the can Thursday. So this is it for this week. I'm just looking out over all these things that we've done. We started February of 2020. I really started hitting this, and we've done all this since then. I've got the greenhouse, the beds, the fencing, the shed, the animals in. I've been getting it. The beds up front. So I'm set right now where going into next season, we should have all that we need. Once I get the greenhouse up and running, start getting some vegetables out of there. But this spring and summer, we'll be doing really good. If things hold off until then, we're set. Until next time, peace. Well, it's Tuesday morning, and time to get going here. I'm going to tell you what we're going to lay out for today, chores for today, and then I'll come back at the end of the day and show you what how we've done. Let me turn this, and we're going to look here. We've got our fish tank. We're going to finish refilling that today, but I've got a little issue here with, if I can show you here where it's leaning a little bit in. I don't know if you can quite tell, but it's leaning a little bit in, and I'm going to have to put a brace in there to hold that out and move that out and make some adjustments and go ahead and get that hooked up, because I am on the way to getting the aquaponics system up and running. I'll be hooking up everything today as well, try to get my piping in place, get ready to run it. I'll be some testing of the water throughout the week, make sure the ammonia levels are right and everything, get that ready, what they call cycling. I'll be cycling the system to get it ready to get the fish, which I'll order probably next Tuesday, so they should be here Wednesday, Thursday. Maybe I may wait till the weekend. Weekends are really better to do something like that. I'll make sure I'm here the whole weekend, so try to maybe set that up for next Friday. But anyway, in the meantime, while that's filling up and I'm waiting to build that little brace, let you look at what we've got going on here. I'm going to be filling in some more dirt into these. I haven't had any sprouting yet from my onion seeds, but I'm going to put a little more topsoil in there, a little more dirt into here, give these roots a little place to grow. So anyway, that's what we'll be doing today, and probably maybe finish up this video today so we can put it in the can for Thursday for you. So I hope you're having a wonderful day, and peace out. So we got done with our outside work a little early today. I came home and did a few chores, gathered a few eggs, and picked a few dandelions for this crew. As you can see, Cleo looks like she's getting a little fat. I don't think she's quite pregnant yet. But one of the things with that we like to do is to raise our animals here on the property. That way they are used to the boundaries here. They become immune to the diseases that are on this property, that it becomes a separate little biosphere here, so to speak, and that they're part of it. And part of that is conditional training. Let me flip this thing around here. And the fence we put up this week, it's not much of a fence really. It's more of a suggestion than anything. The voltage in that is just a little bump, and it's just enough to get their attention. But subsequent generations of pigs will grow up knowing that they can't get in there, just like subsequent generations of my chickens will be raised up knowing that there are certain things they shouldn't eat in the garden that aren't good for them. But and you know, that's what happens with us a lot of times. We end up doing things that we don't know why. It's just always been done that way. There's a story of a girl who's one Christmas, she's about to put her Christmas ham in the oven, and she cuts off both ends of the ham. And her daughter says, "Mom, why did you cut off both ends of the ham?" And she said, "I don't know. My mom always did. Grandma's in the den. Let's go ask her." So they go in and they ask Grandma, "Why do you cut off both ends of the ham?" Grandma says, "I don't know. My mother always did." So the next week they go to the nursing home to visit great-grandmother. Great-grandmother still a little got, she's still got it. She can still remember things. And she says, they ask her, "Great-grandma, why did you cut off both ends of the ham?" She said, "Because the pan that I had wasn't big enough." So how many things do we do? How many things do we take for granted that we do, and we don't understand why we do them? I hope you've enjoyed this week here at Buckwheat Farms. I'll be back after the rain tomorrow to share more of what we're doing in the coming week, and we'll be back on Saturday as well, and Tuesday, and then the farm report again on Thursday. Until Saturday, love you. Peace out.